What's going on, guys? It's your boy, the Boxing Lowdown here, and this is my official post-fight reaction to Nawa Inoue against Stephen Fulton. Wow, just unbelievable! I'm breathless after that performance, man. Nawa Inoue with a fantastic win over Stephen Fulton. This is Stephen Fulton, guys, that he just dominated in that fashion. Let's start from the beginning. Nawa Inoue really put the pressure on Fulton from the beginning. We imagined that he would. Fulton did land some of his shots here and there, some good counter punches, but now Inoue was just, he was like a train, a freak train. Like, he just couldn't get past his jab. He was not deterred by anything that Stephen Fulton did. He was pressing the action. And, all this talk, I said it before the fight as well, but all this talk about, now Inoue going up against this particular style, how would he handle the likes of Stephen Fulton? He's never seen a fighter like him before. It was an outstanding win, and as Sandy says here, big up to Sandy in the chat. It was a clinical performance. It was a unbelievable win for Nawa Inoue, man, and he really put to bed some of the doubts that some of us had going in as to how he would deal with someone like Stephen Fulton, who is a slick operator, very sharp himself, has decent pop in his punches, but yeah, nothing he could do that could deter Nawa Inoue from. It was a distraction. Really, I mean, it was an absolute destruction. Inoue dominated the fight pretty much. My friends were messaging me saying, I don't know how long this is going to last if he carries on. And to be fair, I thought Fulton was starting to get into the fight a little bit more from round 6 onwards or so. He started to land some good shots on Inoue. There was one shot that he landed a really clean shot on Inoue, but Inoue just took it. He took it well. So he's moved up the weight. He's shown that he's got a good chin. He's took some solid shots of his own, and he's come back and he's fired in like 3, 4, 5 combination punches, hitting to the body and head, putting continuous pressure on Stephen Fulton. And this is not just any old opponent, guys. This is Stephen Fulton, like a world champion in himself, undefeated, unbeaten, who, let's give credit, he did travel all the way over there to Japan to make the fight happen. So salute to him. But I just think, if I was to summarize this fight in one word, I would just say he was overwhelmed, man. He was overwhelmed by the speed, the punching power, the timing, and who beats Nawa Inoue right now, man? That's the real question, because he was really just fantastic, overwhelming. Stephen Fulton couldn't do anything with him. Literally couldn't do anything with him. Big up my boy Himanshu in the chat here. He says, bro, that was a monster performance from the monster. Well, it really was. It was a monster performance. He's not called the monster for nothing, man. That was an incredible win. And where does Inoue rank now in your pound for pound? We have to wait, I guess, until the end of the week when we have Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. But now Inoue, you know what? Could he have picked a better way to win? Dominate the fight that he did throughout, and then ending it with a clinical knockout over a quality operator. Let's not hold back on this. Stephen Fulton is an absolute quality fighter, elite, undefeated, defeated. Probably had, what Laurie said anyway, the better resume going in. He had some top quality fighters on his resume, and Inoue just blew right past him, blew through him. My brother DS is in the chat here. Good to see you, my bro. We were talking a little bit during the fight as well. He's just coming out and saying it. He's saying it. Inoue is now pound for pound #1. Let's wait and see what happens this weekend. But it would have to be something special for either Spence or Crawford to take that #1 spot from the monster. DS is coming out and saying it, man. And how could I argue after a performance like that? That was sensational. Like we said, he's now a 4-division world champion, and he made it look easy. He really did make it look easy. The one fight where Inoue really did have some trouble was in the first fight against Nonito Donaire. We saw what he did to Nonito Donaire in the rematch. This fight here with Stephen Fulton, I really did believe that Fulton was going to, give him something to worry about, give him some angles, apply some pressure, like land some shots here and there, which he did do. But it just didn't deter Inoue. He just carried on pressing forward. And you know what? One of my mates who watches the boxing as well, he said, how does Inoue do against the likes of Gervonta Davis? He's even throwing that out there, because that's how good. I mean, what is the ceiling for this fighter right now, man? It was a spectacular win. Himanshu here is saying that Inoue is pound for pound #2. He still has Usyk #1, which is fair. It is fair, Danger here. Big up my bro Danger in the chat. Good to see you, brother. He says Inoue is pound for pound #1 until Saturday. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of conversation on this. There's going to be a lot of debate about where Inoue ranks in these pound for pound rankings. But I agree. I think we need to wait until Saturday. I think we need to wait until then to really make our judgment. But Inoue has just put a strong case to be up there, man, as the pound for pound with a performance like that, because that was sensational. But what did you guys think about Stephen Fulton, man? Because you know, he's going to be disappointed. He's obviously came to win. He traveled over there to Japan, so enough respect to him. But, being dispatched away how he did in that eighth round, I thought, like I said, going the last couple of rounds up until then, I'm not saying he was necessarily winning them, but I thought that he was doing well to get back into the fight, landing some good, solid counter shots. He really did land some flush shots on Naoya Inoue. And I thought that his confidence was starting to go up a little bit after the first few rounds, which are pretty hard for him. Inoue just overwhelmed him in those rounds. But even after he did land his shots on Inoue, Inoue would come back. I don't know. Was Inoue hurt in the fight at all? There was one particular shot which I think definitely caught his attention. And I thought, right, okay, this could be positive for Fulton. He could take something from this and move forward. But he just wasn't able to sustain it. And how do you against a freak train like Naoya Inoue, man? It was, yeah, for him, he's going to be disappointed. He loses his unbeaten record. He got stopped the way how he did. But let's not discourage these fighters too much, man, because both of them have done something here. They've gone up against each other. A lot of fighters today are not taking these. Well, this year we are seeing a lot of the fighters make these fights happen. But, we get onto fighters for not making the best fights. So I hope that Stephen Fulton doesn't get too deterred from this. There are possibilities and rumors that he could move up to 126. Maybe that might be in his immediate future. I don't know. But yeah, now Inoue just moved up the weight division and destroyed him. Destroyed him. Danger, obviously, Tank's his favorite fighter for sure. But he said here, Inoue can't go in against Tank. The shots that Fulton caught him with, Tank puts him to sleep with. He's good, but you're talking about 4 to 5 weight classes. Yeah, Tank's a lightweight. It's too much to ask Inoue to move up to that weight division. But I think that was just the excitement, Danger, of that performance. My friends literally saying, what is this guy's ceiling? Where can he actually go? I'm not actually saying that he could do that, but what is his ceiling? Because he just took out the best opponent at 122. That was the best fighter, and he's just cleaned them out in 8 rounds. So the other belt holders in that division, the WBA, the IBF belt, Inoue, he's not going to be too deterred about going for those, and he could be undisputed again in another weight division. So yeah, that was the best fighter at 122. And look what Inoue did to him. Diaz said here, Inoue did have trouble with the jab, but Fulton just didn't use it enough. Yeah, could he use it enough? That's the issue. He couldn't. He tried. He did land it here and there. He did land some good counter shots on Inoue, who was a bit wild at times. He was swinging wildly, but I guess when you have your opponent where you want him, I guess you can afford to be, go a bit wild like that, So yeah, he did get caught with a few times. Fulton just couldn't establish that much of a rhythm in the fight. I think he had a bloody nose or a bloody mouth from Naoya Inoue. And it was really just the first 2 rounds were really strong for Inoue. And I think that was the perfect start for him, really, because when you think about it, if you're Stephen Fulton going into this fight here, you really need to have a good start, especially being in Japan, And while I'm on the subject of Japan, let me just say, guys, and I'm sure you guys will agree with this as well, but wasn't it just great to see, how good the Japanese were in terms of how they conducted themselves throughout the whole build up to this fight? Even when Stephen Fulton landed at the airport, you saw how he was greeted by the Japanese media and some of the fans out there. They welcomed him with open arms. Fulton's ring entrance, he wasn't pelted with any bottles or anything like that. He wasn't booze or, even the ring entrances and the national anthem. There was nothing from the Japanese fans. It was all respect. And it was great to see. Now, I'm not saying that doesn't contribute to the atmosphere when you do get, booze for a fighter and you do get, it can be a hostile environment. That does contribute to good fights as well. But it was just refreshing for me to see, the respect levels shown by the Japanese crowd and public. And it could be something that we could all learn from. Do you know what I mean? So shout out to them. They gave Stephen Fulton an ovation when he left the ring out there. So obviously he was pretty downhearted after that loss. But, they stood up, they clapped for him. And it was just great to see. So, yeah, I thought I'd just get that in there. Big up my bro, Ian Hamilton. He's put here, wow, what a performance. Inoue is special. He wore Fulton down and finished him. He absolutely did. Sandy says here, he will be undisputed at 122 by the end of the year. I don't give Marlon Tapales much chance. Himanshu says here, Daryl, Inoue's jab to the body was fantastic. He's always scoring with that one. Danger says here, I think he could jump up to 130 and fight Loma. Wow. I think that would be the level of Loma versus Haney or Loma versus Russell Jr. We got here McCoy Bruce. Big up McCoy Bruce. He's not having it. He says that he says it's steroids. Well, I think they did take VADA test in there, McCoy. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't want to leverage that on him, man. He just absolutely brutalized Fulton, man. So let's see what the results of that VADA test come out with. But yeah, I think that's unfair to leverage that at him right now. It was just, let's give him credit for that great performance. Ian Hamilton says here, American and British fans could learn so much from the Japanese fans. Problem is, our fans are fueled by loads of boos. Think booing other national anthems have the opposite effect. Yeah, I agree with you, man. It was refreshing to see just something different there. But yeah, that was sensational performance from Naoya Inoue. And I guess the question is, yeah, what does he do next? Of course, he's going to look to go for undisputed. That would make sense in his immediate future. And where does he rank on your pound for pound list? We're going to have to revisit that question at the end of this week. But listen, guys, just a quick post-fight reaction from me. I have to literally go back to work. Like I think my break has been well over an hour. But yeah, I'll head back to work, and then yeah, we'll be doing some more post-fight reaction and talk about this, and you know, what's next in the pipeline for Naoya Inoue. Shout out to him. Shout out to Stephen Fulton. It was great to just look forward to this. Something different as well. Boxing on a Tuesday afternoon. I'm all for it, bro. Like it's something different in it. So I'm all happy with it. Head over to DR Sports if you want to catch more reaction there with Laurie and the guys. But yeah, great win for Naoya Inoue, man, who has just blitzed Stephen Fulton in 8 rounds. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Let me know your thoughts about the fight if you haven't managed to catch the live show. Curious to get your opinions on this. And where does Stephen Fulton go from here? And where does Naoya Inoue go from here, which I think will be undisputed? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next video.